I'm gonna make a unique dessert. It's a black sesame soup inspired by a Chinese recipe. Black sesame. You're probably like, Michael, you like eating sweets, and to answer your question, yes I do. But I don't like the in-your-face, overwhelmingly sweet desserts. I like the more balanced, subtle, semi-sweet desserts, and this is one of them. This is an acquired taste for sure. So we're gonna toast this up, and you don't wanna burn it, and you're probably like, how can I tell if it's burning? Well, a trick that you can do, which I'm not gonna do, is you put a couple white sesame seeds in there, and you wait till they turn brown. But you don't have to do that. We're gonna use our senses here, and just wait till it smells fragrant, and then take it out, okay? It's all about senses, you know, use your sense of smell. I just had this dessert last week. I went to Flushing, Queens, which is a Chinese neighborhood, and it was very comforting. It's a really nice, warming dish. So I'm gonna put my spin on it. While I'm toasting my sesame seeds, this is an acquired dessert. Like, a lot of people be like, oh, it's not good, it's not sweet, but I think there's always more than meets the eye, right? Just because it's not in your face sweet doesn't mean it's not nourishing, doesn't mean it's not tasty, right? There's layers of flavor. I used to be a certified sommelier, and I talk about this, and I don't want to sound stuffy or anything because it's a little bit stuffy, but the main point that I'm trying to distinguish is we can't lose the art. Making wine is an artistic process, from harvesting the grapes to de-stemming them to fermenting them to barrel aging them to bottling them. It's a long process, and it requires a lot of time and attention. So anything we do, whether it be making a simple dessert that might not be what everyone on Instagram likes or so sweet, there's still some time and attention. And if you look closely, if you smell it, if you look at it, if you decipher it, it's much more. And that's what I learned from being a sommelier, is harnessing taste, intuition, and my senses. I like to drink wine because of the story, the history, the place, the culture that it was created in, the soil, the rocky soil, the oceanic soil. It all makes a difference, so the details add up. So let's keep that art alive in anything we do. If we keep the art alive, I'm just gonna burn. Oh, it's smelling good now. If we keep the art alive, then things are special. It doesn't matter what you do. It's just if you do it with positive intention, if you do it with art, don't drop it. Oh shit. Jima Wu, that's what it's called in Cantonese. And you'll know when it's done when it starts smelling fragrant, and also like they start like pricking, they make like popcorn noises. There's certain ways of doing things, like your grandparents cooking or a loved one making you a homemade gift rather than something store-bought. That makes a difference. Or writing a handwritten card for your girlfriend or boyfriend. That makes a difference rather than just buying a card from the store. I'm not saying that buying a card from a store is meaningless, but there's something special about things that are homemade. 2 cups of water. Pour this in a pot. Another cup of water in here. It's not just wine. Wine is just an example of how something can be so simple but also be so nuanced. But there's also a tradition, a process, and care and love that gets put into it, but we don't necessarily know that. And there's other distractions behind wine, like status and drinking it because what everybody else is doing. But it's really just expressing yourself fully and being who you are fully, no matter what you do. If you draw, if you paint pictures, maybe no one sees the beauty, but if you're happy doing it, if it puts you in a positive vibration, then it's special. Or it could be singing. You know, I've talked to some people that were like, oh, you know, everyone sings, you know, there's nothing special. No, it is special because you're singing and you're like an angel of music. You just don't realize it. You just don't see it in yourself, but it's truly special. And I think once we begin to believe in ourselves, then the magic happens. Canned coconut milk. And you know, don't be discouraged, because as long as you are happy doing what you're doing, then that's all that matters. But the people that are actually conscious and aware of the sensory experiences, they're aware of the different tastes, the sound, the touch, they'll notice you. And those are the people that you want to notice you anyway, right? Like, they'll notice that your voice is angelic, like an angel. Not that it matters, but the right people will see you. Oops, don't put this. Don't eat this, all right? This is not part of the recipe. Take that out. No one's harmed on my show. Mix this up. A little more water to wash out this can. This is not traditional, but I love vanilla. You know, I'm a vanilla type of person. I like chocolate, but vanilla, there's just something special about it. Vanilla and chocolate are both like sensual. Like, it just get me feeling good, right? On medium heat. I forgot to add some sticky rice. This has been soaking for 4 hours, and I drained the water just a little bit. Put the rice in. Okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. This thickens it up. It reminds me of like horchata. Add the rice water in. Mix this around. Now it's time to do some dishes. Yeah, no one shows the process of doing dishes, just like no one shows the process of making wine. People just choose wine because the rapper told you to get it, I told you to get it, or you like the bottle, you think it's pretty. It's like designer brands. I like eating this with something chewy, so I'm gonna make the Chinese tangyan, which is like a glutinous rice ball. I know some people that like chewy things too, so we're all about the senses here. It's a sensory experience. Everything is a sensory experience. Glutinous rice flour, about a cup, some warm water, half cup, a little bit more water. Oh, my sweater. Oh, okay. It's just gonna be like that. I'm not a Tangyuan expert. Tangyuan? Tangyuan? I don't know, someone Chinese correct me. Tangyuan. Boom. I had an idea too. I like ginger. It's anti-inflammatory, it's warming, it's wonderful. I'm gonna make a ginger syrup there, more brown sugar. Water, stovetop too. Now let's mix this around until the sugar dissolves. Stir in my jima wu. So I'm just making some balls here. Check out the balls. Keep an eye on that, make sure it doesn't tip over. In my last video, I spoke about how we create things first energetically and then they manifest in the physical. In this video, I want to talk about how emotions are energy in motion. And it's important to process those emotions, otherwise we can create an energetic block. Because if what I said is true, how we manifest first energetically, then it's already there. So what we create, if we don't process it, if we don't deal with the pain, if we suppress our emotions, our negative feeling can manifest in the physical as ailments, diseases, or something bad. And I don't wish that on anyone. But in learning about energy, ancient Chinese medicine, qi, or prana in the Vedic system, and you're learning about the chakras, how our body is basically like an energetic system. There's different trigger points in the body that give us signs. Let's take an example. The throat chakra is by this neck area. And there's more chakra points than the mainstream knows, but this throat chakra area has to do with communication. So if you have a blockage here, maybe you have a sore throat or you have thyroid issues, it could be due to suppressing emotions and not speaking your truth. Or take the sacral chakra, which is our sacred area down here. Maybe you're lacking a drive for life, you're lacking that passion, you're lacking that creativity, you're lacking that sexual drive, because sexual energy is actually creative energy. It gives life to people. So maybe it's due to a lack of purpose, a lack of drive in your life. That's why you don't feel sexually aroused, or you don't have like a high libido, okay? It could be due to certain things. And lower back pain, knee pain could be due to your root chakra, which is all about grounding yourself. So these are very interesting as I'm learning about this and making the connection that everything is energy. If we create first energetically and it manifests in the physical, we need to be sure to clear the energy to not suppress negative, dense energy, because it will manifest in the physical. So we got to clear it. That's why sometimes you see miracles, someone's like cured. I think it's largely due to changing your energy. This video is kind of a mess because I just did this kind of on the whim last minute. Usually all my videos are like that. That's just how I do that. And it has some of the fluff from my sweater on here. Let's reduce this down. Now let's add the tangyan. It's getting smoky in here. The black sesame soup, that's thickened up nicely to my liking. Be careful with the hot stove. You probably want to simmer it on a medium heat, not so aggressively like I did. Look at this nice bowl. I love it. Look at the intricacy, the art. Always do things with art. Once you remove the art from something, it's nothing. It doesn't have a soul. So the process, the time, the dedication, the tradition, that's what's special. Thickened up nicely. Tangyan. And some ginger syrup. So here's our black sesame soup, our jima wu with tangyan, Chinese rice dumplings, and a ginger syrup. I'm gonna wait a second here. And it's not sweet at all. It's just like a nice fine wine, a nuanced flavor, very unique, very special. It doesn't have to be what everybody else likes, it just has to be what you like. And if you put time and attention and love into it, it's great. I wish you well. Peace. Black sesame soup.